Hey guys, welcome to Agent Advice. I'm Fallon Scurry, Editor and Research Director, and I'm here to help you make the best decision on your Florida real estate course. Agent Advice has spent hundreds of hours on a deep dive of the best real estate schools in Florida and helped over 100,000 agents make a real estate school decision, just like the one I hope I'm able to help you make today. We're going to take a look at the Gold Coast School of Real Estate Florida course. To ensure that you get the best deal possible on this course, you're going to want to go through Agent Advice. You can just navigate to the Gold Coast package page, options for Florida from Agent Advice. And then once here, you're going to see that they have a ton of different options for you to choose from. So not only do they offer you live stream, online, or an in-person classroom option, they're also going to offer you packages within those. So I would highly recommend that you take advantage of their in-person classes and then go with this plus package option. Now their packages are a little bit pricier, but they are offering you quite a bit since it's in person with things like textbooks in addition to the other online tools that we'll go over today. The plus package is going to give you additional study aids as well as things like online workshops to help further your career once you complete the course. You do get some flexible times for the classes as well. So for example, they offer a weekend only class option for those of you that are working during the week and need to take the class on the weekend. And those of you that have the ability to go during the week, they offer those with multiple days. So you may be able to get that done a little bit quicker as well. So while I can't show you the in-class experience, there are still some cool online features that come with the plus package that I want to go over with you. But before we dive into all of those, I just want to go over Gold Coast as a whole first. So I've already addressed this, but I think it's worth mentioning again. They have a lot of options that appeal to all different learning styles, which I really like. I like that they've tried to make something for everyone. I just think that's really great that they're not just appealing to one learning style. In terms of time frame for their courses, so Florida as a state, you have a 63-hour course. But with Gold Coast, you get 2 years to access that course after you've started it. This is very generous, even in comparison to other schools. They do have great support. They answer back very quickly with very thorough answers, and they have that live chat option, which that's a personal favorite for me. Now, their refund policy is where it gets a little bit tricky. Each course style, whether it's in person or online, has a different refund policy. So for example, if you go with online, there's no refund option at all. But if you go with the in-person in classroom, you can get a refund if you haven't attended the first class and you must return all of your course materials like your textbooks. So these aren't the most generous refund policies. That's something to take into consideration. If you do go with Gold Coast, you're going to want to make sure that you're 100% ready to follow through. All right, let's dive into the course features now. So even though this is based on in-person learning, there are online learning options, like I mentioned before, that come with this package. And we're going to start by looking at the study tools that they offer, and then I'll dive into some of the more chapter-focused online learning options that'll get covered when you're in your class. All right. The first thing I'm going to show you is this additional resource page. This offers information that's going to guide you after the course. So there's links in here to take you directly where you need to go. You can get additional features like a career fair or tutoring. So these are great things that you can use once you've completed the course to kind of set you up for success with your career. Gold Coast also offers downloadable textbooks in addition to the physical textbooks that you are going to get when you get started on this course. This is their live stream cram feature. So you can use this once you've completed the course. And this is just going to give you additional study tools on that live stream. So once you've completed, you can just give this number a call and get started with that. So they've really tried to set you up with the features outside of the course as well as inside of the course, which is nice. For one more leg up on studying, they also offer 3 different options of flashcards, extra quizzes in addition to other quizzes that we'll look at later, and also a simulated exam. So like I said, these quizzes are just like the quizzes that we're going to dive into in a minute, but I love that they have added them throughout different tools within their course because I think it's so great to just keep testing that knowledge. So let's look at the flashcards first. These flashcards are going to be digital, which is great because you don't need to make your own or determine the information that's important enough to put on them. They have done that for you. They're very user-friendly. I also really like that they have this set aside button to set aside the different flashcards that you already know. You don't need to keep testing yourself on knowledge that you already have. You need to look at the stuff that you don't know. So that's nice. The exam simulator is going to be timed and have a running timer at the top for you throughout. You need a 75% to pass within that 3-hour allotted time frame, but you get unlimited retakes, so don't stress about that. You can bookmark questions to come back to them, and you can skip if you don't know the answer. Those will just be filed in the unanswered section, and then you're going to have to complete that before you can complete the exam, but it'll prompt you on that. They also have a great little instructional page before you get started to make sure that you really understand how to use their simulated exam, which is nice. Now let's take a look at the online course options they give you in addition to your in-person classes. So to get started, they're going to offer you these different presentations. Obviously, you're going to get more out of a professor diving into detail on these in class, but this is nice because you can look at these before you go into class to sort of be prepped on what you're going to learn, and then do a quick little refresh after class to guide yourself through what you did learn and make sure that you retained that information. As I mentioned before, Gold Coast does a great job of appealing to different learning styles. For example, they've appealed to visual learners with these videos that they've set up. These are just going to do a deep dive into some of the topics that they found important that you need to know for the exam. They're a fun way to just break up your studying or break up your learning if you're trying to do this before a class or after a class to just remember certain topics better. So I really liked these and I thought they were fun. They also have chapter reviews for you to touch on all that important information within the chapters. Again, there's going to be a good instructional overview page for you, that common theme that they have throughout that I really like because they really want to make sure you know how to utilize all aspects of their tools to set you up for success. So you're going to look at their little introduction video, then you'll go through the different sections before you take the quiz. You do need a 75% or higher on the quiz, but you can take it unlimited times. And they also offer a resource link up here for supplemental material if you want to utilize that. All right, now let's take a look at the dedicated quiz section. So these start out with the how-to, that common theme that I mentioned earlier that I really like. The quizzes are laid out pretty similar to the simulated exam. You're going to be able to bookmark questions to review again and then skip and then have to answer those unanswered questions before you can actually complete the quiz. They're short and they're just a great little knowledge check, like I mentioned earlier. I love that they have an entire section dedicated to this in addition to the fact that they're sprinkled throughout their entire course. So that's my overview of the Gold Coast Florida course. Overall, I'd recommend this course. They really tried to appeal to all learning styles, which is a huge plus to me. They gave great instructions on their online tools and offered some very well thought out study aids. Even though I couldn't give you a visual of that in-person experience, I'd still really recommend going this route with Gold Coast and then doing that plus package because you're just going to get so many online tools and options within there to really ensure that you're getting the best of both worlds. So I really hope this was helpful for you in your search for the right real estate course for you in Florida. Thanks for your time.